This is Michelle Mellon, author of Down by the Sea and Other Tales of Dark Destiny. You are watching Dark Destiny Dissected, and this is episode 2, where we are talking about crawl space, which is why I have chosen this super tight area to kind of give us the proper feel. So, crawl space first appeared in 2005 in Scary Story series number 001, but it was a bit of a journey getting there. I was a fan of the story when I first wrote it, and even though in most cases I tend to be a little flexible about feedback and edits, for this story I was a bit stubborn about changing it. So it took several rejections before it finally found its home. Our home in the San Francisco Bay Area had a crawl space, which I never entered, but whenever anyone did have to go in there, I wondered what kind of ugly surprises they might find. So the story itself grew out of a love of the neighborhood that we lived in Walnut Creek, and kind of the idea of what lengths someone might go to in order to preserve its old-fashioned charm. So if you throw in a hint of the supernatural, you have our story. I hope you enjoy this excerpt from Crawl Space, and will check out Down by the Sea and Other Tales of Dark Destiny to read more. I stopped in my tracks, not because she found out I had the knife, but because her voice was soft and close enough to raise the hairs on the back of my head. I turned around. She was right behind me. I had high hopes for you, Anthony. Thought you might be different than the other boys. She circled around me so she stood between me and the path to the gate at the front of the house. I smiled. She weighed, 90 pounds? But she was still talking and pointing, and I backed up just to get away from that finger in my face. Thought you might be willing to work hard, show you got it in you. Looks like you failed. I tripped and fell backwards over a large dusty bag. Now you open that bag and you spread some of that quicklime in under my crawl space. Got a rat problem, just like them weeds, except they have the nerve to go and die and leave their contaminating smell up under my house. I stood up and brushed myself off. I told you, I'm done. You want the smell gone? You take care of it yourself. I flicked the knife open in my pocket. The crawl space entrance was right there. Only problem was, my mom would probably call and check in with the old lady after I got home. I could force old lady Innes to call my mom and then get rid of her. Maybe I wouldn't have to use the knife, or maybe just enough to scare into a heart attack or something. Or I could just go in the house, grab some stuff, and take off for good. I always do, Anthony. I always do. What? I looked back at the old lady, trying to figure out what she was talking about, except she wasn't looking so old anymore. With her back unbent, she could almost meet me eye to eye. I was so caught up in watching the wrinkles disappear from her gnarled face that, too late, I saw her fleshy hand shoot out and grab a shovel propped up near the bag of quicklime. There was a flash of metal. I struck out blindly with the knife, but didn't connect. She did.